What's good, YouTube? Freedom My Productions here, and today I just want to talk about uh, black women in cosplay. Now, I'm finna post this video that Drew Almighty made, I think a couple of days ago, and because recently, I think it happens every couple of years. Um, there's this conversation about people getting mad at black women. Usually, it's black women who does the cosplay. Black men do it too, but it's mostly black women who dress up as anime characters. Now, a lot of these anime characters, they're like aliens to like elves and all different type of stuff, man. Right? These are like different creatures from different planets and stuff like that. And sometimes they could be like, some character from a high school, Japanese high school, or working at a cafe or something like that, right? Now, a lot of people get mad and want to say, "Oh man, that's a cultural appropriation. Like you're taking the Japanese culture and you're blackwashing it. That's blackwashing." When really just black people just showing love. They're not putting on what's the equivalent of blackface on to a Japanese person. No, they just dressing up as the character, and I don't see nothing wrong with that. And I noticed that most people that get mad are other nerds. Usually be like, I think I see more of these white cosplayers getting mad at black women dressing up in cosplay, because for some reason it's okay for the white girls to dress up as these anime characters, because somehow they perceive all of these characters as white anyway, because they're lighter. So they might see Naruto with blonde hair, blue eyes. They're like, "Oh, it's fine for me to dress up as Naruto and I'm a white person." But if a black person comes in a Naruto outfit, it's like, "Oh my God, what are you doing? That's appropriation. You can't do that. That's cultural appropriation. You can't do that." Which is just weird. These are like fictional characters. Who cares? They ain't hurt nobody. They're not trying to make their skin lighter to try to look like these characters. Nothing like that. They're just wearing the outfit. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like if you put it this way. I want to put it this way. Look how many Michael Jackson impersonators there are. And a lot of these impersonators are not even black. These are white people dressing up as Michael Jackson, pretending to be Michael Jackson everywhere you go. You can't even walk down Hollywood without bumping into like 3 Michael Jackson impersonators. I mean, they're everywhere. And recently, one of them went viral. This real popular Michael Jackson impersonator, he went viral recently because he said Michael Jackson's not black.
Still cosplaying a black. Yeah, but you're still cosplaying.
I don't agree with that word. I don't agree.
Yeah, but you're still. You do know Michael Jackson is black, right? He's a black man. He's a black African American man.
He's a very dark shade of skin.
No, he's black. He's black. He's a black man. He's black.
A black man would be someone from Congo or something like that. No, he's not from Congo.
What?
Yes, Catherine is half Hispanic and she's half Japanese.
Ooh, shit. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So Michael Jackson literally. Okay, you want me to show you interviews where Michael Jackson
have great hair? How do people have great hair?
The record straight. That if people hear a lie long enough, people believe it. That people have lied on me. I'm a black American and I'm proud of it. And I'm honored of it. The bleach skin rumor, which is a rumor. I don't bleach my skin. They once said I wanted a white kid to play me as a child, which was a rumor.
But there you go. But nobody has a problem with that guy, right? See, and here's the thing too. If anybody Japanese has a problem with that, that's weird. Because look at all the culture that they take from black Americans. Hip hop, R&B, pop, rock. All that comes from black American culture. These are things that we invented, that we created. And we don't care. We're not tripping. I see videos of them breakdancing. That's fine. We know who created it. I see them rapping. Hip-hop videos. Even the grills in the mouth. Dressing like us. We're not saying nothing. And they're copying real life culture. Anime, you dressing like some character from from some, I don't know, some random cartoon, some random anime that's not even a real life depiction of Japanese culture. They're like aliens and monsters and stuff, and you got a problem with that. People dress like elves. This is weird, man. But this happened every couple of years where they want to attack black people for this stuff, man. But let's see what you almighty got to say, man. We'll get back to the subject.
I'm just saying the character is not black.
People just assume that every character must be white, and those people are weird. Especially the ones that take that mindset and then apply it to cosplayers.
People run to the comments to say that he's anything but black because they love the character, they love the black culture around him, but they hate the idea that he might actually be a black man.
White people are trying to colonize anime now because of course they are.
Now, if you're just like, hey, I found this thing called anime. It's like Japanese animation cartoon of sorts. It's really cool. Their art is really good. The way they depict fight scenes is really good. I think it's really interesting. That's fine. You can like anime. But then white people just like colonize that shit. And then it's just like Vinny Hacker watches anime, so I start watching anime so that he would like me.
Which has even extended to cosplay.
I have seen the opposite a lot, where people just assume that every character must be white.
That's what
and
I said.
those
That's what I
people
said.
are weird. Especially the ones that take that mindset and then apply it to cosplayers. Like, they have no problem with a white person cosplaying Naruto, and as far as they're concerned, it's a perfect match.
I
But
get
then a
that's
black person cosplays
exactly.
Naruto, and all of a sudden they have a problem with. Those people are the weirdos.
With white people trying to ridicule black people for even participating in cosplay. Hating on them every chance they get and accusing them of trying to make Japanese anime characters black.
I'm just saying the character is not black. Right. The characters that we cosplay might not be black, but you know they're not white either. I mean, he is a saying, but he isn't that kind of monkey. Broly is not black. Why are you doing this? What's your problem? What? I'm just being cannily accurate. It's not that serious. You know, it is that serious because what you're doing looks like racism.
And you see their ignorance as clear as day with tweets like this. Not sure why everything needs to be this character, but make it black. Seems like an odd choice if you love the original characters. This is just a normal black woman cosplaying, by the way. Which then leads to black people speaking out about that colonizing mentality.
When a Japanese creator wants to put black characters in her story and she creates a black man who's on the lighter side, people run to the comments to say that he's anything but black because they love the character, they love the black culture around him, but they hate the idea that he might actually be a black man. When Miles Morales puts on the mask, he's not Spider-Man, he's Miles Morales, because Spider-Man can be any other race, any other gender, any other species, but he can't be a black person. When a Japanese person creates a manga to highlight the struggle of mixed race people in Japan and it follows a black mixed race girl, met with none but racism and controversy.
She is black. She didn't make it black. You sound...
Do you know what this reminds me of? I don't know if you guys ever seen Sinners, the Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Coogler movie. It's a scene in Sinners where they're driving in the car. They're talking to one of the jazz players, one of the blues players, and I can't think of his name right now, but he was like, they love the blues, they just don't like the people who make it, and that's the same thing with the culture. A lot of people love borrowing from Black American culture. They just don't like Black Americans. They'll give it to anybody else but us. They want to give credit to everybody else but us. From the hip hop, the way we dress, even our slang, our lingo. They take our lingo, our slang, and then pretend that somehow we can't touch none of theirs, but they have all the opportunity to touch every little thing our culture is, but we can't touch nothing of nobody else's culture, which is really weird when we always share each other's culture, but for some reason they want to gatekeep theirs, and not even theirs, and like, these are just a lot of racists who just hate to see black people happy with anything. That's all it is. They just hate to see black people happy. Because I really don't see the Japanese getting mad about this. And that's what I was saying earlier. The people who's trying to gatekeep this are not even the Japanese. These are just other random racist cosplayers. Anyway,
dumb. But racism and negativity like that is what led to a black girl really into cosplay on social media, self-deleting.
Ashley, who went by the username
I remember
SquidKid1111, she was a cosplayer that cosplayed anime characters. Her cosplays are amazing. If we scroll through her page, you guys cannot tell me these aren't good cosplays. But wait, some people will say they aren't good because she's black. Unfortunately, racism is still very much a thing in today's world. Ashley's family made a post announcing the passing of Ashley. They revealed in a recent story post that she received many disgusting racist comments. All these comments built up dark thoughts within Ashley, and she decided to exit the world. Fans should be able to cosplay any character that they like, and they shouldn't have to worry about receiving racist comments.
The fact that we lost another angel to racism in this community is absolutely unacceptable. This should not be happening ever. The fact that people say, oh, the racism isn't that serious in this community and in the world. Yes, it is.
Which is just sad in and of itself. But I honestly didn't know how delusional these people were until I responded to Afro Rose tweet. And I said something really simple that I thought everybody just knew were facts. The funniest thing is most anime characters are Japanese, but nobody has a problem with white people making them white. And as you can see, that led to a whole bunch of discussion, arguments, and of course, racism just spiraling out. With, again, white people really exposing that colonizer mentality and how they see the world, with everything just being default white and made for them.
And a part that makes me genuinely mad, like genuinely makes me want to tweak out when I hear people talk about what happened to this young lady, is that I'm hearing people say, oh, because this is something that's been wrong with the community for a while now. No, say what it is. This is the culture built around a lot of these online spaces, and people find it perfectly acceptable until a situation like this happens where a young girl loses her life.
But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub.
Subscribe,
now,
Freedom
let's get
Productions
into
too, man. But shout out to Jew Almighty.
Hello, monkey. Oh, wait. Frieza's voice. Wait. Are you being racist? Can't be racist if Frieza said it. Okay. I guess Frieza did say that, didn't he? I mean,
Sada.
He is a Saiyan, but he isn't that kind of monkey. Broly is not black. All right, now I gotta respond. Like, why are you doing this? What's your problem? What? I'm just being canonly accurate. It's not that serious. You know, it is that serious because what you're doing looks like racism, but you're trying to dress it up as being canonly accurate, as if somehow hiding behind the word canon makes it okay. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying the character is not black. Right. The characters that we cosplay might not be black, but you know they're not white either. They're not Hispanic, and sometimes they're not even Japanese or even Asian. And sometimes they're legit aliens. See, the issue is we disproportionately see you trying to enforce this whole being canonly accurate rule under black cosplayers post. And that's a problem. Bro, it's just jokes. I'm having fun online. Relax. And that's the difference. Your version of fun has the ability to damage someone else's mental health. Black cosplayers are just trying to have fun online too. But your fun comes at someone else's expense. And you don't know what somebody is dealing with offline. They could be battling anxiety, depression, or just real life struggle. And you can sit up here and say, oh, it's just one comment. But psychology literally shows us that one negative comment outweighs 5 to 10 positive ones. And when you add likes, shares, and retweets to that, you're amplifying it, you're normalizing it, and you're literally opening the door for people with negative intentions to come in and pile on top of that comment.
Like I said in another video, I've been watching anime for a long time. Like before Toonami Dragon Ball Z days. I love anime. I always have, and my kids love anime. And one thing I've always known about anime, which I thought was common sense, is it's Japanese anime. Which means that all, if not most of these characters are Asians, robots, or aliens. So to see white people try to claim dominance and superiority or ownership of anime, like they're the only ones that can cosplay or support it properly, it's super weird to me, but it gets even deeper because they actually think that these characters are white and anybody dressing up as them or liking them is trying to change their race somehow. Which, going back to my tweet, the funniest thing is most of these characters are Japanese, as in Japanese animation, but nobody has a problem with white people making them white. And one response that really highlighted the thought process behind white people trying to colonize anime is this. That's because white people often don't acknowledge those characters are Asian people.
Naruto Uzumaki is probably just Japanese, right? He's probably just, or whatever in his world the equivalent to Japanese is. Uzumaki Naruto, not a very white sounding name, right? And the series is very heavily Japanese.
They presume they're white, though it isn't considered an anime. Someone on this app once told me that Aang from Avatar The Last Airbender was white, which is still crazy. Look at this character. Tell me that's a white person. I then found out that many of them think so. Crazy as fuck. That tweet blew my mind, believe it or not. I thought we all knew that these were Asian people.
Why in Japanese anime do none of the characters look Japanese?
Real reason is because anime is a Japanese medium, so every anime character is presumed Japanese, or supposed to be presumed Japanese unless directly stated otherwise.
Yeah, and it makes sense because colors stand out. You don't want your characters to look all bland, everybody with black hair and dark eyes. You know, you want your characters to stand out with colors. So they'll give them blonde hair, they give them blue eyes, they give them pink hair, purple hair, they give them purple eyes, pink eyes, because they want the characters to pop on paper. It looks good. Colors attract people, right? That's what it is. That's what it's mainly for. It's not saying like, oh, Naruto's white because he has blonde hair, blue eyes. No, they want the main character to stand out from the other characters. They want your character to pop. They want you to remember this character. Like, oh, it's the character with the wild, crazy orange hair or something. You know, that's what it's for.
Which is why they speak Japanese. They have Japanese names. They go to Japanese schools. They eat Japanese foods. They live in Japanese locations, etc.
Which I then responded to. Aang of all people, everybody in Avatar is anything but white. Again, look at these people. But that makes a lot of sense now. And then, of course, the racists came out mad and in full effect. And it literally turned into a war zone between these tweets and the comments. To the point that I had to mute these threads because my phone kept going off. Well, it sure as hell ain't black for the most part. But I digress. People should be able to just cosplay and have fun regardless of race. And honestly shouldn't be making it an issue. But even that tweet in and of itself is racist. Who said these characters were black? Nobody. It's just black people participating and dressing up as anime characters. Isn't this considered cultural appropriation no matter the race? No, it's not considered cultural appropriation because these are cartoons that people dress up as to go to Comic-Con. And then again, you see the colonizer mentality. That's just not true, as most anime characters are drawn to be white, light-skinned, big blue eyes, very European-based.
Sailor Moon describes herself as a typical Japanese girl. Her parents, Ikuko and Kenji, are obviously Japanese. She's Japanese. Her hair color is non-diegetic, which means it's not literally that color. It's that color because of the art style and creative choices.
But again, those are cartoons and it's an art style. They still were born and raised in Japan. And the comments just bounced around. Seriously, cosplay isn't X-washing characters. Anyone can cosplay anything without needing to color their skin to be as accurate to the source. If that were the case with anime, we'd all have to change our faces to be cat-like. Facts. Yeah, this is a weird one. She's a cosplayer doing her thing. It's not like a producer changed the character. I don't know why they're mad. The jealousy of whites never ends. They just can't give credit where credit is due. This is the difference. If a white person kills something, we give props. And we should stop giving props and funnel that energy and support into our own communities and people that are doing these things. She's doing this for attention. Soon blacks are going to say they invented anime like they invented everything else because it's their culture. Just let her have this little win. The funny thing is, black people don't act like we created things that we did not create. When we talk about blues, rock and roll, jazz, R&B, rap, we created all of those genres of music. When we talk about dress styles, slang, dances, we created and popularized all of those things. But us as people, just like in gaming or anime, isn't us trying to take over. It's us enjoying our passions and being part of a culture that we appreciate.
Why do black people love anime so much?
I got you, bro. A lot of it starts with the fighting. Black Americans historically have been into fighting films, especially ones that contain karate, Muay Thai, all that good stuff. I think the same thing applies to anime. And not only that, being black in America comes with a lot of adversity. And when we watch these characters deal with similar inner struggles that we do, of course we're going to attach to them.
Unlike white people, we don't have to own the space or exclude.
Exactly. And I was going to talk about that later. Like back in the 60s and 70s, it was black Americans who were supporting all these kung fu films that was coming from overseas, coming from China. It was black people really supporting it because we looked at the Asian struggle as the same as our struggle when we was going through the civil rights movement and segregation out here. Because like during the 60s and stuff, when a lot of Asian people was coming over, like Bruce Lee. I think some of Bruce Lee's first students were black because he was getting discriminated against. And if you ever watch Bruce Lee's story, if you know his story, he talks about the racism that he was getting afflicted in Hollywood every day. That's why eventually he went back to China and started doing movies there. But he always had support of black people. Like, black people always supported kung fu movies, and we really kept them alive, especially during the 70s. And that's why, like, you see stuff like Rush Hour was such a big hit, especially among black people, because you put our two favorite genres together. You have one of the biggest black comedians, and you have a lot of kung fu and fighting in it with Jackie Chan. I grew up on kung fu movies growing up back in the 80s when I was a little kid with my grandmother. My grandma had endless tapes of kung fu movies. We loved kung fu movies growing up. Just give that an example.
Or ridicule other people for being a part of it. If anything, we're overly inclusive, way more than I think we should be, which is why I say we need to protect black spaces and black communities even more. And even if you're not in an anime or cosplay and you think it's weird, we still should be supporting black people doing stuff like this, because we know they get nothing but hate and racism in their comments from anyone and everywhere that does not like black people simply for the color of our skin. And that even extends to other black people, like this goofball attacking Ashley after she took her own life because she was bullied by online racism.
It's kind of a running joke. I think we all know that black anime girls are some of the biggest that have ever existed. So, I mean, this person who worships them and ended up getting bullied by them so badly that she herself, I'm sorry, I just don't have any sympathy. I couldn't care less, honestly. I don't think any black person should have sympathy for when they get exactly what they deserve. Like, you want to be a part of their thing so badly? Fine, who cares?
First the fuck off, my daughter just did her first cosplay for the Comic-Con that was here in DC. And we had a ball. She literally had the time of her life and couldn't stop talking about it for a week. And as she grows and gets more into anime, she really loves Demon Slayer right now. I'm going to be with her every step of the way because I get to share something I really love with her, which I've loved since I was a kid, which is anime. When I tell you, my little elementary school brain exploded when I discovered anime. I'd never seen anything like it, and I can still remember sitting on the edge of my mom's bed, my eyes wide open, glued to her TV. It was the most incredible, detailed, fluid, vibrant, colorful animation I'd ever seen in my life. I was in complete awe. Black people should be allowed to do whatever they want to do. Support whatever sport you like, whatever form of entertainment you like. Just do you. Don't let the internet or anybody else dictate what you can be interested in, what's cool or not, and what's acceptable.
All right. Shout out to Drew Almighty, man. Yeah, man, great video. He pretty much said a lot of things I said, and I think most people know this and feel the same way. But yeah, man, thank you guys for watching, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. Freedom Rock Productions, man. Sub up, thumbs up. YouTube, they like to shadow ban your boy for whatever reason, so be on the lookout for my videos. I try to drop a video at least every day or every other day if I can. And yeah, man, thank you guys for watching. Until next time, like always.